All right, it's time to address the king of the meme stocks. I'm going to take a look at GameStop today. I'm going to look at some bar charts, some numbers, some statistics, and figure out what it's worth and whether it's a buy or not. I'm going to look at some news articles, the direction in which it's taking, and try to make some kind of a judgment on it. So, without further ado, I'm going to look at stockanalysis.com in order to try to figure out what's going on with this company. First, I'm going to go to the overview. I like to look at the trends of revenue and earnings for a company. This is kind of a legacy company, so we should expect an actual profitability after the company being open for quite some time. But it's hemorrhaging money the last 4 years in a row, so that's not a good sign. And the revenue seems like to be declining on a year basis. Take a look at the chart. It's not very meaningful. I think we all know the history here of what happened during the pandemic after party. We're going to look at the financials. This is the revenue chart here. I'm going to go into quarterly because it gives us a little bit of a better picture of what's going on. So it bottomed out in 2020. Revenue has actually been increasing slightly, but nowhere near what it was in 2015-16. So that's the revenue picture. Operating income, it's standing at minus 153 million. Not great. Stock count is very interesting. They've been buying stock 2013, 14, 15, 16, 16, 17. And then they kept buying stock in 2019. And 2020, they made a genius move of actually selling some stock and basically, day trading their stock count, which is probably their best move as of yet as a company in the last 10 years. So things that are not good, or you can see here, we're going to go and look at it in the statistics because it's easier to see. But before we get to the margins, the market cap is 9.79, enterprise value 9.33, suggesting about a 460 million net cash position. So the net cash is actually 451 million. Price of sales is actually 1.6, which is not terrible. But, cash flow is not doing well. What's also not doing well is the profit margin of this company. It's 7.73%. It's not good. Not good. So losing a lot of money. No need to look at the dividends because they haven't paid any for a while and they don't have the money to, so I don't know why they would. I'm going to flip through the balance sheet for a second to try to just figure out what's going on here with their total assets. So total assets is 3.5 billion and total liabilities is 1.9. So it's about a billion and 1.6 in total assets. Alrighty. Yeah, shareholders' equity 1.6 billion. So going through the overview here of the company, you see that the company is still very widely covered by all kinds of news and information outlets. When I review stocks, there's nowhere nearly that many posts about the same news item. I mean, Zacks, Investor Place, Business Insider. I haven't even heard of Investor Place. Payments, I've never heard of that. Benzinga, Monthly Fool, CNN Business. Everybody's covering this stock. The dog of Wall Street. What? But, and what's really happening with the company now is, I guess, they're trying to use this new lifeline that they got from investors due to this craze that happened. And they're trying to reform the company, but to me it looks like they're just copying a bunch of stuff that's hype and see if anything will catch. I think they're trying to relive the glory days of when everybody wanted to buy their stock for a lot of money, and the stock still is overvalued. And, I'd actually make this comparison, which can be quite controversial, but looking at this company, its trends and its prospects, I think that I would rather own $128. Is that how much this stock's worth? 128. Yeah, and 54 cents. 128 after hours. So I would rather own $128 and put them into the lottery than buy one share of GameStop. Okay? Now, hear me out. Okay. GameStop is very much a long shot. Like right now they're doing their, investment in the metaverse. They're trying to, figure out how to sell in-game items in the metaverse. Something that I don't understand why the developers of games in there wouldn't do that unless they become a game publishing studio. Like that would be a unique twist. Okay, so they're trying to do that. That's an extreme long shot. They're trying to do NFTs, which currently they're in a bit of a cooling off period. But even if they got going, they've got a ton of competition with that as well. And then lastly, they have their online store. And nowadays, though, the trend for gaming accessories and games in general is for people to buy them directly through the publisher or through the systems that they own, like an Xbox or whatever. So they're going to struggle there too. And when it comes to their legacy business with the physical brick and mortar stores, no need to say anything there, right? They're basically the blockbuster of the gaming industry. So those stores are going to decline. So they're losing a lot of money right now, and they're going to keep losing money off of those stores no matter how many stuff they cut. So the prospects are really low. Let's say that I put 128. I have to wait years before some of these projects potentially materialize and become a profitable business. And then after that, the stock goes from 128 to 300, 400, 500, and I have to wait 5 years for that. I can probably get a better return anyway somewhere else. And if I bought a bunch of lottery tickets, at least I know that I've lost my money right now, and my chance for a big payout, is very, very slim. But it happens right now. I don't have to waste money and keep that money as dead money in there for such a long period of time, trying to wait for some miracle to happen or for another short squeeze or something. And that's not going to happen. People will learn their lesson. They're not going to go and dig their heels in on GameStop anymore. The shorts learn how to protect themselves from blowing up, and nobody's going to be doing any forced selling on this company anytime soon. So my prediction is that it's going to keep grinding. There might be some spikes up here and there, but it's going to keep grinding lower until it becomes essentially that lottery ticket. It needs to be priced in the $1 range or lower, and people need to be paid for the risk that they're taking with this company. I just don't think that, even though they have a lot of life in them now because they actually have some cash sitting on the sideline, and the balance sheet, it looks a lot more healthy than it used to be, I think. Although I haven't looked back then, it seems to me like such a long shot and such dead money for such a long time, that only a miracle can pull them out. Now, one twist is I haven't looked, admittedly, into this company very long. I just wanted to look through the charts, and these videos are not about giving an in-depth look. It's more of in shallow look of the company. But one thing that I was wondering about with this company is whether or not they own the stores of their retailers, right? If they own the actual physical locations. Because I know that McDonald's started doing that, right? Back then, I don't know if they still do, but they own the land underneath their stores, and that's what really valuable about the company. So I'm thinking GameStop can eventually turn into a retail REIT or something. But all joking aside, I don't know. I wonder what their assets look like, and what kind of things they own. What can they spin? So it might be worth looking in depth. But as far as taking this company seriously and actually investing real money into it, I would have to do a hard pass. I'd rather do a lottery. If this company dropped down to like $1, then yes. Then I think I would be more compensated about the risk that I'm taking with these extreme long shots than at $128. All right, that's all I gotta say about the company. It's about time I visit some of these names. So anyway, I like to do these little company videos during the weekend. I have a public account that I share with you all on Monday through Friday, so you can check out any of my past videos if you want to see what I'm investing in and how I'm moving the money about and what I'm doing with that. And on the weekends, like I said, I just do like little shallow dives into companies, which is I find fun to do. So let me know if you want me to do a dive on any kind of company that perhaps you own or looking to own or want to short. I don't know, but I'll review it and I'll give you my opinion about it. Put it in the comments down below. All right, that's it. That's all I got for now. Peace out.